Ladies and gentlemen, you're all welcome once more to our great channel. I remain your anchor man, Mr. Equity Man, and like I will always say on this channel, that he that comes to equity should come with clean hands. I welcome you all once more. Today, I have a very important news that I want to share with us. But before I continue with the news, I want to ask you one simple question. Have you subscribed to this channel? If you have, I thank you very much. If you have not subscribed, I also thank you very much because I know that any moment from now you're going to subscribe. Go ahead and press the red button below. When you do that, you'll be among the first to be notified whenever I upload important news, and that is your way of also helping me to remain on this platform so that we can inform as many Nigerians as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go on the story of the day. The title is Presidential Tussle. Inec has server staff testify at Tribunal. Presidential tussle. Inec has server staff testify at the Tribunal. Okay, let's go. Abuja. Contrary to the position of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, three office officials yesterday maintained that results of the February 2019 presidential election were electronically transmitted to a central server. This is even as witness Mr. Mohammed Tata alleged that he was compelled under duress to sign the presidential election result in his polling unit. The three INEC officials who took turns to testify before the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja separately explained that information captured with the smart card reader machines were transmitted to the server using a code they said were given to them by the electoral body. It will be recalled that INEC had repeatedly debunked claims by the People's Democratic Party PDP and its candidate Atiku Abubakar that it was in possession of a central server that was used for the presidential poll. PDP and Atiku had applied for an order to compel INEC to surrender the said server for inspection, alleging that data they independently secured from the server revealed that President Buhari lost the election with over 1.6 million votes. They allege that INEC had at various stages of the presidential election unlawfully allocated votes to President Buhari, saying they could adduce oral and documentary evidences to show that the result of the election as announced by the electoral body did not represent the lawful valid votes cast. Atiku and PDP in their joint petition marked CA/PEPC/002/2019 alleged that in some states, INEC deducted lawful votes that accrued to them in its bid to ensure that Buhari was returned back to office. Determined to prove their case, the petitioners brought witnesses to testify before the five-man tribunal headed by Justice Mohammed Garba. In his evidence in chief, Mr. Peter Uzoma Obi said it was wrong for INEC to say the results of the presidential polls were not transmitted electronically. Obi, who testified as the second witness, said he served as registration area technician at a ward level in Rivers State during the election, adding that INEC duly trained him and others on how to transmit results of the election. Answering questions from INEC lawyer Mr. Usman Yunus Sam, who queried how the witness could have been able to transmit results when he did not function as a presiding officer, Mr. Obi said, "You are wrong, sir. INEC trained us to transmit results. I was not a presiding officer. I was not a polling agent. I was a registration area technician appointed by INEC. I was trained by INEC." Responding to another question from Buhari's lawyer, Chief Wole Olanipekun San, the witness said though he was not aware of guidelines INEC used for the presidential election, he said there was a specific booklet handed to those that acted as registration area technician, RATEC. I was a RATEC in charge of the use of card reader, he insisted, stressing that he was not stationed at any polling unit during the election, but only visited the ones where his attention was needed. Mr. Obi told the tribunal that he visited 7 polling units in the course of the election. Shortly after he stepped down from the witness box, another Inec official, Mr. Adejun Yutan Olalekan, who served as a presiding officer, took over to collaborate his testimony. Olalekan said the electoral body provided a code that was used to transmit the election results to the server. Asked by Buhari's lawyer if he personally transmitted votes to the server, the witness said, "I did it myself as a presiding officer. We transmitted results to INEC server through a code that was provided by INEC." Maintaining that the server was connected to the smart card reader, the witness said he could not remember details of the server. He added that though he could not recollect the code offhand, he said he could easily retrieve it from his phone if allowed by the tribunal. Finding question from AP's lawyer Akin Olujimini San, the witness said, "Without the code, you cannot make any transmission of results." He further maintained that INEC did not direct presiding officers to allow voters who could not be authenticated by the card reader machine to vote manually after their pictures were captured. He said, "No, we were not directed to allow people to vote manually. The card reader worked for every voter who came to my polling unit." Similarly, the fourth witness, Mr. Adedokun Adeoye, also claimed that as an assistant presiding officer, he electronically transmitted results of the presidential poll. Asked if he was aware that under INEC guidelines, only presiding officers could transmit results, the witness said it was not true. Meanwhile, the fifth witness, Mr. Mohammed Tata, alleged that he was compelled under duress to sign results of the presidential election in his polling unit. The witness, who served as an agent of the PDP in Jigawa State, told the tribunal that he was threatened to sign a copy of the result or have his name removed as beneficiary in the End Power scheme. Answering a question from INEC's lawyer, the witness said, "I was harassed and intimidated to sign the result sheet under duress. I was told that if I refused to sign, my name would be removed from the End Power program." Asked if he was dissatisfied that President Muhammad Buhari and APC scored over 700 votes in his polling unit, the witness said, "There was no score because there was no election." Continuing, he said, "I'm a Muslim. I believe in destiny and what God decides will happen. Whether PDP wins or APC, I don't have problem with that. All I want is that I need justice in my country. I don't care whether my party won or lost, but I am not happy about what happened." Asked how many parties participated in the election in his polling unit, Mr. Tata said, "I don't know because there was no election." Asked if he was given a copy of the result, he said, "No, I was not given because there was no peace." He decried that though he followed due process by reporting how he was harassed to sign the result, he said the culprits were neither arrested nor prosecuted. Asked by APC's lawyer, Prince Lateef Fagbimi San, who did not mention names of those that harassed him, why he did not mention names of those that harassed him in his statement on oath, the witness said it was for security reasons. "I am still working with the End Power because I signed the result. It is because I did what they wanted me to do," he added. The sixth witness, Mr. Mustafa Bello, who served as both polling agent and ward collection officer of PDP in Borno State, said he refused to sign a blurred copy of the presidential result that was presented to him by INEC official. Earlier, former ally of President Buhari, Alhaji Buba Galadima, testified against him as Atiku's first witness. Galadima, who was reportedly arrested by the Department of State Services (DSS) before the presidential bull, equally gave reasons why he refused to support Buhari. He told the tribunal that he fell out with Buhari because of the injustice in his administration, lack of inclusiveness, and his failure to secure the country, noting that he supported Buhari in 2003, 2007, 2011 and 2015 election cycle. Galadima said he switched camp to Atiku to support Atiku since his former friend failed to keep his campaign promises to Nigeria. Under cross-examination, Galadima denied allegation by Buhari's lawyer that he was aggrieved because he was not made a minister under APC administration. You fell out with the second respondent, Buhari, because he did not make you a minister in 2015. Olani Pekun asked him. In his response, Galadima said, "No, you should know that I fought all the previous governments since 1999 because of injustice. We made good promises to Nigeria, including justice, inclusiveness, and to secure the country, which he has failed to do. It has always been it has always been part of my characteristics to fight injustice." When he was cross-examined by counsel to APC, Galadima admitted that the reform APC, which he spearheaded before the presidential campaign started, was not a registered political party. Insisting that he remained the chairman of the group, the PWY said he was never sacked by the APC, saying he remained a member of the ruling party. "I'm still a member of APC. I have not been sacked. We're in court. I didn't want subjudice. I'm not a member of PDP, but we have a memorandum of understanding with the PDP to produce God-fearing, good and educated leaders," he added. Before the tribunal adjourned its proceeding till Tuesday, it admits into evidence 31 exhibits tendered by the petitioners. Among the exhibits includes the Form CF-001 that contained the affidavit and biodata President Buhari submitted to Inec for the purpose of the presidential poll. Though President Buhari, Inec, and APC challenged admissibility of the form in line with agreement with parties reached during the pre-hearing stage, all the respondents said they could give reasons behind their objection in written addresses they could file later. Other exhibits the tribunal admitted in evidence include a document that contained the total number of all registered voters and the collected permanent voters card for 2019 election by Inec. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the story. My personal take is that the people who are testifying here, they are Inec staff. These are Inec staff. These Inec staff, they have no reason whatsoever to testify against an organization they worked for, to testify against the government in power if they are not sure what they're saying is truth. I think for me, without being biased, going by all the evidences provided, I think Atiku Abubakar won that election. And the earlier justice is done in Nigeria, the better. I don't know what your take on this is, but I want to encourage you to leave your personal comment below and go ahead and subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, and share this message to your friends. Thank you till I come your way again. I remain your anchor man, Mr. Equity Man. Have a nice day.